What's up, guys? Here with another review on the Spawn, the Violator, and this is the Bloody Edition. So I just found this at GameStop today on clearance, so $46.97, and it was 50% off. So I ended up getting it after tax for like $26. So I couldn't pass that up. Even though I had the original Violator, I always thought the Bloody one just added a little extra. And I mean, for photography shots, I mean, having two, it's not a bad idea. So here we go. Here it is in the package. Let's get up close here. So a lot of really good paint application, just like the original. The blood splatter looks really good. Very good color, very good tone. Very realistic looking blood, which I think is really neat. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, looking really good. So that's exciting. Okay, well, here we go. We got the front. We have the side here, the really cool action figure image there. Here is the back. Very cool pose. I have not done that pose yet, but looks very menacing. 22 points of articulation. I like the fire effect at the bottom. And there we go. There is the artwork from the comics. Looking good. Okay, cool. So let's open this up and see what we're looking at. Okay, here is Violator out of the package. And looking good, look at that. Okay, let's take a closer look, okay. So as you can tell, looks like there is a light gray undertone. It looks like, or maybe a slightly darker gray undertone. And then it looks like it has a lighter kind of dry brush going throughout, but it's got a heavy black wash on it, and that's why it kind of has the darker tones, which looks good. So that's kind of the body. The horn on top looks really good. Look at that. So they did a darker brown that kind of fades to a lighter beigeish color on the horn. And look at the sculpt, it's amazing. And then that black wash really shows off that texture. As far as McFarlane goes, like, this one really exceeds it. I thought that about the first Violator too, but even with the blood splatter and stuff, like, it's cool just reviewing it because it's kind of bringing it all back to, I don't know, it's making me observe it a little better. So yeah, you can tell on the spine too, right? They did a lighter color there on the spine to look more like bone. And they definitely did that kind of throughout where the horns are, the spikes. But overall, this is an amazing figure. Probably one of my favorite figures released. But yeah, that is outstanding. So cool. So what we'll do now is we will go into articulation. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. Here's the articulation. So we'll start with the head. So the head does not really move up, even though it has a joint there. It can look down slightly, which is good. So it can look down at its opponent and looks up a little bit. The jaw does move open all the way. Does close pretty good. Boom. Okay, and you can rotate side to side, not too much. Okay, cool. And they have the arms. Arms go up about yay high, which is pretty nice. It does have a ball joint, so it goes up and down. You do have single jointed elbows. You can bend, and I want to be careful because I did break one once doing that, but you can bend it pretty good. It does have a swivel, so you can rotate in and out. And does have wrist articulation. It does swivel too. And just to let you know, these spikes are pretty sharp. Just to let you know. Okay, so now you do have an ab crunch. So it moves back that far, crunches forward this far. So pretty good articulation, can go side to side. Now you do have the legs, go up about this far, do go out. Okay, this one seems to go out this far. This one, for some reason, isn't going out too far, but this one does. You have rotation here, so it rotates. You have articulation here and articulation here as well to kind of get in that right position. So very cool. And yeah, that looks like it for the most part. And these are all also ball joints, so you can rotate the ankle pretty good to get him to stand. And these joints are pretty stiff too, which is good. Like not stiff to where you can't move him, but stiff enough to where it holds his weight because he is a very, very heavy action figure. Okay, cool. Let's do size comparison. Okay, so here is a size comparison next to the original. Obviously they are the same size, but I just thought it'd be cool to put them next to each other. So you can tell the paint apps are virtually the same. The only difference is the blood splatter. But yeah, it looks really good. I think I prefer the blood splatter, to be honest with you. Okay, but that's it. Now let me do size comparison with the other Mega figures. Okay, here we go. Here's a size comparison with all the Mega figures and a Spawn just in there to show height. And yeah, so obviously Violator is the biggest. Looks like Cygor was probably about the same height as Overt Kill. And then Omega Spawn's quite a bit smaller. So noticing this now, someone called this out before and said, as far as Mega figures go, Omega Spawn's quite a bit smaller and they didn't think he's worth the 50 bucks. So all these were 50 bucks. I'd say the best bang for your buck is definitely the Violator because of all the paint applications, the weight, the detail. I mean, that one's worth 50 bucks for sure. Cygor, I think they did a pretty good job on. I think that's a great one too. Good detail, pretty solid figure. Overt Kill, honestly, like I customized mine. So if you look at it, I did do different paints. So I did some gold paint, some green paint, even a little black wash on it just to make it look better. Because as you know, this is probably one of the worst Mega figures they released, but I still wanted it because I like Overt Kill. So I did do a little customization on it. But even this one, like if you hear that, it's pretty hollow. Which makes it feel like it's kind of a little bit cheap. But yeah, Omega Spawn is quite a bit smaller. I know he's in the front here, so he probably doesn't look that much smaller. But when you put him back here next to Overt Kill, right? So like, he's quite a bit smaller than Overt Kill. He's a lot smaller than Violator. I mean, he's bigger than Spawn, but right, I'm thinking that one was probably more of like it should be more like, I mean, I know like they consider Bane and Killer Croc and those DC multiverse ones Mega figures, but they're like 10 bucks cheaper. I think that's probably, in my opinion, where that one should have probably fallen. I still like it, so I'm not bummed that I paid 50, but yeah, having these all up together, you can definitely tell it's quite a bit smaller. But cool, so yeah, height's great. Let's go to final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts on Violator, the Bloody GameStop edition. I think it's exceptional, so I say, I mean, for the price, I ended up getting it for like 25 bucks from GameStop, which is a super good deal. But even at the $50, I think it's worth it if you have the opportunity. But like I said, the Bloody variant is GameStop exclusive. So if it's on clearance, I mean, it's going to be that price probably everywhere. So check your local GameStop and pick it up. It's definitely worth the money. Really good paint applications, an amazing sculpt, very durable, very dense. Yeah, definitely worth the money. So I say definitely pick it up, especially if you're a Spawn fan. Even if you're not, it's a good action figure for a collection. So yeah, don't have too much else to say, but feel free to like and subscribe. Check out my other reviews. They're going to keep coming. The next review I should be seeing is we should have Better A build up here pretty soon. And yeah, thank you all so much for checking it out, and I'll see you soon.